In this lesson we're looking at how to use a digital tuner. Okay, so the first thing you need to know when you tune your guitar, you need to know what are the string names. It starts off from our lowest string, our lowest in sound, the thickest one. This is going to be an E. Okay, now I've detuned it on purpose for this lesson, but it's going to start off with an E, go down to an A, D, G, B and E. Okay, I'll put it on the website, but there's also, you could memorise it like Eddie 8 Dynamite Good by Eddie. So just a silly little thing that you can use to memorise what the names of the strings are. Alright, so first of all, let's try and tune this lowest E string. So I've detuned it, and what I need to do, I need to figure out which one of my tuning pegs is the one that relates to that string. Okay, and now I need to find out which way tunes it up. So from D I want to go up to an E. Okay, now when you're tuning you want to keep plucking the string, I don't know, roughly every few seconds or every second or so, kind of like this, just so that the tuner keeps registering it. Now that I've found out which way my tuning peg goes, it goes clockwise on mine. I'm trying to keep moving it up until I get to this E, until it's in the middle. So you can see it's in the middle there. So now I'm in tune. Let's go down to the next string. So in this case I've got a B flat. Now I want to get it down to an A. So B flat is higher than an A. So I want to come down this time. Alright, now whenever you come down, what you want to do, you want to go a little bit past the note that you actually want. So here I want an A. I want to go just a little bit further back and then tune it up. Okay, the reason is you always want to tune up, because if you tune down, then sometimes the string can get slip a little bit after. So like if you tune down and then you start playing something, the string it's a lot more easy for the string to actually slip after. So your string will, your string will actually go out of tune. All right, so remember that. Always tune up, come down a little bit, and then tune up. All right, let's do the next string. We're going to do the D string. So here you can see we've got a D flat. Now watch out for these things. Over here you can see we've got this flat sign. Okay, that's telling me it's not actually D, it's D flat. Now check on whatever tuner you've got. You know, some of them do it in sharps, this one does it in flats. Just watch out for what note it is. Watch out for those flats or sharps. Alright, so we want a D, just a normal D in this one. So I've got to tune it up in this case. So I keep playing it roughly every second, I'm tuning it. So I get to that note in the middle. Alright, next we've got our G. Now, I've got an A flat here, so I want to come down to a G. Now in our musical alphabet it goes from A to G. Okay, the lowest note, or the highest note should I say, is G sharp or an A flat. Okay, so I want to come down. So I keep coming down till I've got my G. Again, I go too far so that I can tune it up. So I get it in the middle there. Okay, next one we've got a B. Same thing, just want to keep tuning it a little bit at a time. Now the more you do it, especially if you're using one guitar, the more you tune your guitar, the more you're going to get used to how far you've actually got to turn a peg. You know, when you see it on the needle, how far away it is, you'll get used to it really quickly, how far you've actually got to tune it. You know, like actually turn your tuning peg. So, you know, the more practice you do, the more you'll be able to do this just in, you know, about 10 seconds or so, depending on how out of tune it is. Alright, so the last one, we had our B, we'll get that there. And then the last string we've got our E. So this is flat. So again, I want to tune it up. Okay, there we go, we've got our E. Now with the highest string, now watch out for this, make sure that it hasn't gone past an E. Because if it gets past an E, then depending on your string gauge, it's getting into the territory of where it could actually snap on you, which is obviously annoying because then you've got to put a new one on. So make sure you don't go past an E. If it gets any further than an E, like I say, it could snap on you. Now if you haven't got a tuner, what I recommend, you know, most people have got a smartphone these days, so have a look about on the app section, because there's guaranteed to be some free tuners that you can use on there. Some of them are better than others, so have a play around with them. The other thing, we've got this thing over here, okay, it says 440. Alright, so that's the tuning that we use for guitar, so make sure that whatever tuning you use, excuse me, whatever tuner you're using, it says 440 on it. It doesn't say anything like 442 or anything like that. In the future, when we learn some other songs, you know, like we might learn some Pantera, they use other tunings and it's slightly out of tune, you know, to guitar tuning, so it might be on something like 442 or 44 or like 438, something like that. Okay, but for now, make sure you've got that set to 440. The other thing I should mention, when you've got your guitar in tune, you've done all your strings, always good to just go through them again, because as you can see, this one, you know, that's gone a tiny bit out of tune. Okay, so most of them all stayed in tune, but it's always good just to double check, make sure it's in tune, and then you can play away.